The money was recovered except for interest at bank rate by the law. So it was just the principal amount was recovered.
The principal amount was recovered, but the interest was not recovered.
It was not recovered.
Then the matter is not addressed because the law, section 93 of PFM requires that matters of interest, you must pay interest on it at the prevailing market rate. Was there any administrative action taken on this officer? Because the same regulation, payment of interest and administrative action, was it taken?
There was no administrative acts taken except for verbal warning, because they said that recovery of the interest, they thought it was punitive enough.
Issues. Let me mark this as query number 3. The matter of diversity. I think this one you said it had been who needed to have an ethnic balance. So let's look at. So for this particular year, we have 3 queries we are going to look at. The year ended. Ledgers. Was that the case?
Yeah, I said it was addressed.
It was addressed. Again, this is a matter to do with compliance to Section 31 of the Public Audit Act. Inaccuracy in financial statement, addressed, but then it was not addressed. Budgetary control and performance, this one not addressed. Incomplete years in the 2023 report. Irregularity in upgrading Barabara Mpya Mitume Road. This one is partially addressed, but auditor, is it recurring?
Chair, it's not recurring.
Okay, so now we mark this as query number 4. Irregular expenditure on the task force is recurring, and I think Mheshimiwa Chasange does this. So we take the query in the year 2023. So for this particular year, we consider only one query, which is irregular, like failure to provide ledgers, inaccuracies in financial statements. Caro, were you still the auditor who signed the financial? One who signed? Yeah, again, you have repeated some of the issues. Okay, the final year, which is the year ended 2023. But before we go there, I would like to ask
Vice Chair of this committee and Senator for Kisumu County. Welcome to the Senate, Governor.
You forgot to say a member of the broad-based government.
You know the governor is also a member of the Tawi movement.
Okay, the year ended June 2023 and confirmed and explained stated prior year balances, addressed inaccuracies in statement of cash flow, addressed, but again, that touches on the issue of capacity. Inaccuracy in statement of comparison of budget and actual amount, touches on that again. Cash and cash equivalent, touches on that. Valuation of property, this will mark it as query number 5. It's not addressed. Trade and other payables is partially addressed. Auditor, what is partially addressed here?
Chair, the adjustments was done, invoices were given, and the payment vouchers, we have verified that. But for the deposit account, they are not maintaining the ledger of individual, those individual individuals whose retention is being held by the county. So that's what is outstanding.
Okay, query number 6 then. Unsupported inventories, query number 7.
Chair, for that, what is remaining is the stock taking reports. The one they have given is just giving the list of those items you are in store, but not giving the value. So
okay, we have marked it as 7. Irregular expenditure on public fora addressed. How was it addressed, Auditor?
Chair, for the irregular expenditure on public fora, the vouchers were provided, and we have verified with the supporting documents. There are copies of invitations which were placed around the target settlements, and therefore the stakeholder involvement invitations were done through the letters to target the stakeholders and the emails from the consultant to individual committee members. And then there is also a settlement executive committee erected for the purpose of linking the office with the stakeholders. So those ones were provided, and we confirm their
irregular board expenses. How was it addressed?
Chair, for the board expenses, they have given us a invitation letters to attend and attendance registers and the minutes of the board meetings, which we have looked at and they attached as an annex.
Okay, irregular expenditure on task force. This query recurred from the first year, so we mark it as number 8. Outstanding interest. How was it addressed?
Chair, you have mentioned that one from the previous year, because so it was also on the interest, which was already interest is outstanding. Because it was just recorded at the same thing.
I had marked it.
Yes, Chair.
Lack of an updated asset register. That one we mark it as 9. Proposed construction of a multi-story business complex. This one recurred, so it is 10. Auditor, how was the query on an implemented CIDP, ADP, and budget projects addressed?
Chair, there is there is a budgeting which was done. It's in the subsequent financial year budget. So those projects which were not done, they appear in the next budgets of the county. Exactly.
So that one we'll mark it as number 11. Lack of fraud management and risk policy.
Chair, they are using the policy of the county exactly. So, and that's the one which is applicable for. So we took it as addressed.
Or the matter of control over functions, we mark it as number 12.
That's correct. Yeah.
So that was unsupported work in progress. Unsupported work in progress for the year ended 21. Auditor, please.
Chair, unsupported work in progress. The statement of financial position as disclosed in Note 8. And 28 days commencing 10th June 2019, and expected completion date was 10th June 2021. As at 30th June 2021, the contractor had been fully paid the contract amount of Kenya shillings 390,958,729. Review of the records revealed that the works were subcontracted by subcontractors. However, the contract agreements, contractor and subcontractors were not provided for audit review. Further, the bills of quantity and engineers' estimates were not provided for audit review, while site meeting minutes provided were not signed. It was therefore not possible to confirm the scope of works and the contract sums for each subcontractor. In the circumstances, the accuracy, ownership, and valuation of property, plant and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 392,376,681 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Governor, your management response.
Mr. Chairman, the multi-story business complex was constructed as part of the bus park land, which is a public land. The land 26, formerly LR number 2116/601, is not yet registered, and the county is in the process of registration. The land was encroached, but the county reclaimed the whole parcel and has constructed and has secured it with the perimeter wall. It is further noted that the of use attached are correspondences by the Ministry of Lands and Settlement confirming the land is public land. Mr. Chairman, if you check, we have put annexes 1A. Those are letters from the Ministry of Lands and Settlement. That's from page 2 all the way to page 12. That the land is public land. The claims we hear are rumors, nothing in concrete, nobody has come forward to claim it, and we have secured the property. The process of getting a title deed is underway.
Okay, let's start with the auditor. Auditor, what is your comment on the response?
Chair, the ownership documents were not presented, so we cannot confirm unless we have the title. These other document correspondence cannot confirm the ownership of that parcel of land. Contract agreements, these were presented, and we have verified them. Series of quantities and engineer estimates were presented to us, and we have inspected. And then we also have the signed site minutes, which we have confirmed to be correct. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, but auditor, maybe just clarify in your query, paragraph 1. You are saying, however, the construction was undertaken on a parcel of land whose ownership documents were not in the name of the municipality, which means you had access to the ownership document at the time of audit. So maybe you need to clarify on that.
Yeah, the documents which were there are the ones which the governor tabled, and then that's why we are saying they are not in the name of the municipality. So he has confirmed this in the name of their public land owned by the county government. So we wanted to be in the name of the municipality because we are looking at the municipality, not the whole county government. That's what we are trying to say.
Okay, Senator Eddie, please put yourself on record.
To the committee and to Governor, together with your team, good afternoon. My name is Eddie Gisheru Okech, Senator from Migori County and a member of this committee.
Thank you very much. So you see now, the response from the governor is that this was public land. He has indicated the details of the land and stated that this land is yet to be registered, but the county is in the process of registration. So that's why I'm asking you to explain those documents that you reviewed. They were in the name of who? Who was the title holder?
Chair, there is no title to this land. It was given to us.
Then your query is a bit misleading, because it should say that you did not see the title. But the query implies that the ownership document were not in the name of the municipality, meaning that you had access to the to the documents. So there, I think it's a bit misleading. Okay, maybe Governor, the second part of the issue that he has raised is the issue of the contract agreements between the main contractor and the subcontractors. The auditor indicates they were not provided. In your response, you have not mentioned that.
I was dealing with the first part of the query.
Yes.
There are 3.
Okay, maybe you can just finish the other.
The second one is on page 13 of our response.
Yeah, you can proceed and read it out so that we just cover it at the same time.
Under the contract arrangements, there are 5 specialist works. 1, sculptor works. 2, general electrical installation works. 3, plumbing, drainage and fire protection and installation works. 4, kitchen extract systems installations by the main contractor with the approval of the client represented by the consultant. The subcontract agreements between the main contractor and the subcontractors have been availed the audit, and they go all the way to page 23. To page 23. The third part of the query is on engineers' estimates. It's on page 24, Mr. Chairman. Bills of quantity and summary evaluation report. The engineers' estimates, stock bills of quantity, have been provided to the auditors for audit review, and we have put annexures there. And they go all the way to page 31. And then the last part of the query was on the signed minutes, and have been availed. That time they were not availed, but the signed minutes have been availed to the auditors for audit review, and we have attached the evidence. It goes all the way to page 47.
So, Auditor, I want you to make your comments on those three parts of the
presented, and we have looked at them. They appear correct. And the bills of quantities as attached, they were presented to us, and we have confirmed they are okay. And then the signed site minutes also adequate.
I think, Auditor, I think you will need more time. You will need to verify, because you remember you started by telling us that this query is not addressed.
Auditor Mutinda, a member of this committee. I can see we are all represented, and that's good. I wanted you allow me, Chair, just to being on the floor. I just had the auditor's response in terms of they received the documents, we'll look at them. Auditor, when did you receive these documents, and why did you not in your management report write to the governor? I mean, yeah, to really ask for these documents on time for you to come before this committee and state that you are then given documents and you look at them. This is a day that we've set for Trans Nzoia County so that we can be able to look at these issues and conclude. Proceed.
Chair, I don't think I have said that we received and we asked for them to review this document. I said these documents were received and confirmed by us. So if I say that, I can't remember saying that.
Okay, let's be on the same page. These documents were received and you confirmed. So this issue is still not yet addressed, because in your receiving of the documents, then you raised these concerns, Auditor. You raised concerns ranging from the signed minutes were not signed, concerns that the bills of quantities engineers were not provided for audit review. You raised the concern that the contractor agreements between the main contractor and the subcontractor were not provided for audit review. So did you receive and still you claim that you did not audit? Can you come out properly?
Chair, the audit query was raised in the audit of 2020-2021 financial year. At that time, the documents were not given to us, or the team which was on the ground. Now, when they are responding, or the county governments respond to these summons to the Senate, they have now responded. The documents they have shared with the Senate, and they gave us a copy which was received on 13th of August, 2024. This report was done several years ago. I think if we look at the certificate, it was signed in, because that time this is the time we has brought them on 13th of August. This document, the same time it was submitted to the Senate. So we got a copy, which was coming to the Senate and coming to us.
Okay,
so
just for clarity, and Mark, I would really need your wisdom on this floor. If then by then, documents were not conducted without the relevant documents at that particular time, because you seem to be bringing the element that the issue was at that time, so documents were not presented at that time. Did you have an opportunity to review the audit?
Let me come in at this point. You know, honorable members, the auditors are a part of us. They are our technical arm. Allow me to say that those matters would be handled differently. But go back, verify these documents that have been given to us, and do the physical verification of the construction, and write back to us in 14 days.
Chair.
That is the way to go.
No, Chair.
Because I don't want a scenario where we are going to exchange among ourselves.
Yeah, allow me to add on to what Senator Tabitha is trying to say. On the year 2023, there is a query, number 6, on trade and other payables.
We are coming to that.
No, let me drive my point home.
Yeah.
Most of the queries here that we were told are addressed. We merely said that there were capacity issues and that the accountant was overwhelmed. She has not been going for the trainings. So they are just anomalies. But there is a very high fiduciary risk. Let me show you in number 6. They said there were late submissions, and later the invoices and everything were submitted. So the query was addressed. But sincerely, when we look at the invoices, the dating and the days that they were received, there are so many anomalies. I don't know why we accept documents after the audit, because that is where ukora unafanyika wa mwenyekiti. Haiwezekani wakati auditors wanakwenda hawapewi makaratasi, alafu baadaye makaratasi yanakuja. Na tuseme tu kwa umakini, tangu wakati wa Nyamira waje nimekuwa makini sana kuangalia the annexures ambazo tunapewa. Hata we mwenyewe ukiangalia hiyo invoice hapo, it has been altered. Hatujui ni tarehe 24 ama ni tarehe ngapi. Na ukiangalia katika hii receipt nyingine ambayo imekuwa stamped, imekuwa invoiced on 22nd. Huku invoice yenyewe inasemekana ni tarehe 24. So ni muhimu sana. Ukiona mahali kwenye Public Finance Management Act mwenyekiti imesemekana kupeana stakabadhi kuchelewa ni hatia, ni kwa sababu hapo ndio ukora ufanyika.
Yeah, that's why, honorable member, I marked that query, the query on trade and other payables. The auditor had indicated it's partially addressed, but the clerk advised that we mark it as a query to be considered. So we are going to consider that query. Number 6 that you are referring to.
Chair, in any query that there were late submissions, we need to give it to the auditors to take them back, waende wakaangalia hizo annexures ambazo tumepewa. Kwa sababu tunaona ziko na matatizo. Na hazioneshi hata vizuri pia. They're not visible. So how are we going to say that these matters are addressed if we cannot verify the late submissions of the documents that was not given during the audit cycle?
Yeah, that's very important. The matter of late submission of documents is an offense under the Public Audit Act and the PFM Act. And this committee, we always give a recommendation on that. And that's why the accountants who are here, we keep on making reference to you, because you are the ones who mobilize the documents for audit. If you don't submit documents in time during the audit process and you bring to us when you are about to appear before Senate, that is an offense according to the law. Because in any case, senators are not auditors. We don't do audit here. We simply look at the audit query that has been presented to us and look at the evidence. But if that evidence is in itself an offense, that becomes a problem. So senators raise a very important issue, the issue of late submission of documents. We are not going to be very lenient on that moving forward. That documents must be submitted during the audit process, not after the audit process. Senator Eddy, and we need to make progress. We have 12 queries to handle.
Yeah, this is a qualified opinion. And I actually take offense when we are almost indicating that auditors did not do their work. And I think it's unfair to the auditors. We have got a situation where there is a very clear process. We spent 2-3 hours here with the Auditor General. And Chair, it will be revisionist if we don't implement some of the things that we agree about in this committee. Because we spent time here with the Auditor General. The Auditor General took us through a process of audit and the series of meetings, including management meeting, including exit meetings, that then before a certificate is raised, Chair, there will be several engagements with the respective county. Where do I take offense? I take offense that at the point that the conclusion of an audit has been done and a certificate has been issued, there were no particular documents. Because this certificate was issued, when was the certificate issued? Just inform me the date.
October 2022.
The certificate was issued in 13th October 2022. The documents that are responding to audit queries were received in October 2024. Is that true? August 2024. Chair, how are we being fair to the auditors? The response that we are looking at here, we are not doing an audit query interrogation. Chair, we are auditing. That's the meeting we are having here. And Chair, I think that you should pronounce yourself, and the legal person can be able to read for me Section 62 of the Public Audits Act. What does it say? If you allow me.
Yeah, what legal? Please proceed.
Chair, Section 62 of the Public Audit Act provides for offences. A person shall not, without reasonable cause or lawful excuse, obstruct, hinder, assault, or threaten a member of staff of the Auditor General. B, without justification, fail to provide information required under this Act. C, without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under this Act. D, submit false or misleading information. E, misrepresent to or knowingly mislead a member of staff of the Auditor General. F, interfere with or exert undue influence of any staff of the Office of the Auditor General. 2, a person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to both.
So, Chair, this is my pronouncement. Because I really am tired of this kind of engagement in this committee. The first process that we must clear is that the documents that we are seeing here that are responding to these queries, were they provided for at the time of audit? Were they provided for at the time that the certificate was issued? No. So then, as a committee, to be serious, we must pronounce ourselves that was there a reasonable reason that made them not to be availed, and was that communicated to the auditors? If there isn't, we must pronounce ourselves to that particular section of the law. And then the second question would be, when they are provided for, which the auditors, to be honest, the Auditor General was very clear here, and we gave, it is this committee that gave the Auditor General direction here. I sat here for 3 hours, and we said, if you're going to receive documents after a certificate has been issued, there is no provision of that under the law. And you cannot hold the auditors liable for that. You punish and you call it a day. Because, Chair, I will not come to meetings where I come and start auditing a report. This audit we are doing here is not a scrutiny of the audit queries. So, Chair, I hold the view that any document that came after the issuance of certificate should not even be reviewed. Shouldn't. The law is very clear. This certificate was raised in 2021 and closed. You take the auditor to another audit process on August 2024. Chair, what are we doing?
This matter is not a new matter, honorable members. We have handled this matter of late submission of documents. And I want to agree with you. Where there is a fair and valid explanation as to why the documents were not provided during the audit, the committee will consider that particular case. But where there is no fair and valid explanation on why the documents were not provided, then the committee cannot start redoing the audit. They will simply make a recommendation on that. Governor, in his response, he stated that the documents were later on found with the contractor. Found with the contractor, which means they were not there with the county government. They were later on found with the contractor. So that is the first challenge, that the documents were not there. Number two, honorable members, this is the very first time this Senate, through this committee, is looking at municipalities. We have not been looking at municipalities since 2014, when devolution started. The same matter also with the water companies. This is the first time Senate is looking at it. And these challenges are there. So I think we need to decide moving forward how we are going to be handling such matter, because I'm seeing we are going to get into a major constraint on this matter. That looking at this report, we may even decide that there is no matter that we are going to look at, and that will be another problem. So I want us to handle case by case. On a matter that we feel there is a valid and fair explanation, then we proceed. On a matter that we feel there is no valid explanation, then we take the necessary action.
Chair, sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything, Senator Abitha. Chair, you know the Auditor General's position was very important, and I hope that the COG was logged in that for the conversation.
General, the topic today is about what we are receiving from the Auditor General, and we're also discussing about the task forces in the county. Maybe just one question, Chair, that I've seen as an issue, and I once raised this issue, but I even wrote a letter to the Auditor General, but I've not gotten responses till date. But because they're here, I just want to get clarity on one thing, because it's very important in this committee, that now that the governor is here, I just want to confirm if the governor has a county attorney.
The county attorney is even here.
The county attorney is here. Just confirm, Governor, that the county attorney's mandate is to represent the county government in each and every matter that comes to the county.
I can't confirm that. Because which matter is he representing the county?
Okay. So, Governor, there is a payment that was made from the county to one Oringo Waswan company advocates.
Senator,
I know where I'm going, Chair.
Senator Chesang, you know, we must restrict ourselves to the query in question. If you have an issue regarding a particular query, you bring it at that time. Right now, the query here is about the matter of unsupported work in progress. We exhaust that, and then we come to the particular query where you are raising. We'll give you a chance, because we want to move on systematically as we cover these queries.
Chair, please give me a chance to ask this question, because you know, as we speak, you know I'm supposed to be chairing a committee that you're also a member.
I understand. What I'm trying to say, my chair in ICT committee, is that we want to move systematically. We want to handle this query, which talks about the business park that was being constructed. Once you exhaust that, and you have a particular issue you want to raise regarding these three reports, we have no problem you raise. You are the area senator. We need to give you as much leeway as possible, but just allow us to run systematically.
Point of order, Chief.
Starting with this query.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
My point of order is that for the purpose of moving forward,
yes,
why can't we, because maybe the senator of Washingihu has got another committee to go to, why can't we then finish this query that we are handling, and then once we finish, you can make a special request to consider a query that is relevant to what he's talking about, then you can excuse him. Is that a middle ground?
Yes, but only if the queries are contained in this report.
Exactly.
Any matter outside this report, it will be very unfair.
I agree.
For us to look at.
I agree.
So I will allow you to raise it, but in these three reports.
Yes, definitely. It is coming in under the task force queries that we have.
Yeah.
Yes, so the task force was query number... Yeah, it was query number 8, marked number 8, for the year ended June 2023. So I will allow you to raise it, and then we allow you to leave.
Yeah, after we finish this.
After you finish that.
Yeah, so the conclusion on this, can I just conclude on this, Chair? It's a very important conclusion.
This one, on the current query we are
work in progress.
Yes, just give us a few minutes. We conclude that first query, and then we come to this one, so that you can leave. So what is your issue?
Yeah, Chair, you've heard the governor indicate that, you know, sometimes there are no documents, you know, there are contractors that were not availing the documents. It sounded to me like when the auditors came, and Chair, you know, this I raise a lot of respect to the governor. He's one of my favorite governors. But with regards to this particular audit query, it sounded to me like when the auditors came, we did not have these documents. That's what I got. And that is a serious, relegation of duty. Because under the PFM Act, if you leave the Audit Act, and perhaps, Governor, you can help us understand the process with which you build your financial statements. Because you've got accounting officers under Section 149 of the PFM Act. And that section requires under 2K, it says, not later than 3 months after the end of each financial year, the responsible accounting officer must prepare annual financial statements for that financial year and submit them to the Auditor General for audit, with a copy also submitted to the county treasury. And then J says they must try at that time to resolve any issues resulting from an audit that remain outstanding. By the time these things becomes queries to the Senate, there is almost 6 steps of audit triggered by your preparation of financial documents. So what I heard you, Governor, saying is that you prepared your financial documents without requiring your contractors to give you submissions that are relevant and important to that financial statement process. And that's the problem, because then it means that the document that the subsequent documents that are required by auditor in solving these issues never get to come. So then it sounds something like this. If the Senate asks us for those documents, we respect the Senate so much, we will avail those documents, but not the auditors. Because for that answer to surface 2 years after the certificate was issued, it means that there was no even correspondence subsequently to the audit. And that's why I'm saying, Chair, that it's extremely important that this section of the law must be exhausted. Section 62 of the Public Audits Act must be exhausted in this process to make sure that auditors have got an easy way and a very effective way of conducting audit by making sure that documents are submitted. This is not happening during the audit process. It's a requirement that 3 months after the financial, at the end of the financial year, those things must be available. Chair, submit.
I want, you have comprehensively explained. Senator Eddy understands the PFM and the Public Audit Act in details. And I think the governor, from his explanation, understands that. What I want us to do, I want us to agree on one thing as a committee, and this matter can be discussed internally. What we are going to do with this elephant in the room called late submission of documents. We need to agree. How are we going to handle it? If we say that no county that has submitted late documents should appear before us, let it be like that. So it is a decision that I don't want us to discuss it here. Let us discuss it internally. Number 2, we frequent report. Seeing a scenario that if we try to tighten that bit, we will not move. We will not move with the old reports because this governor was not there. There was another governor who was there. He will come and say, I was not there. And then he said, I have now brought the documents. What are you going to do? So, honorable members, let's leave this debate to our internal meeting. No. We cannot. We have
No,
12
let
queries
me put
to
it
handle.
like this, kindly, Chair, with all due respect.
Yes.
I agree the governor is a new governor. We are on the same page, but there's something that needs to come out. What we are trying to bring out, as you say, the relation of a new committee, the relation of a new governor who was not even there in 2021, is so that at this particular moment, moving forward, governor, these issues do not repeat, so that you can be able to address such that even in your next term or whoever will be there, these issues do not arise. I want that connectivity to come out so that synergy can be able to help us sort this issue. We are not here on war. We are here to try and look at where the problem was. Chair, you've already given directions. We are on that, but it needs to come out that this law was there in 2015. So the person, as you say, the committee will retreat, make our own recommendations so that action can be taken moving forward. It's as simple as that. So if we can be able to move to the next question, because governor has been able to respond to what we want you to ask you respond. You've given your response. Your county attorney is there on all matters legal, whichever. Not fair to say that, you don't know, but he's there, and it is good that is there, and we are happy as a committee when you have a county. This matter in terms of the audit act that is in place. So, Chair.
Is, just to clarify, members will have our own internal engagement on the issue of late submission of documents. He needed to interrogate the documents further. So I had directed that he goes back, verifies the documents submitted in 14 days on this particular matter. And then the committee will decide on the way forward. Honorable members, for the purpose of Senator Chesang, who is going to chair another meeting, allow me to jump to issue number 8, which is irregular expenditure on task force. That is contained in the report for the year ended 2023 and is a recurring query. It recurred for the 3 years. So, Auditor, please take us through the query.
Thank you, Chair. The query on irregular expenditure on task force. The statement of financial performance for the year ended 30th June 2023 reflects task force expenses amounting to Kenya shillings 3,290,210, which was not explained by a note in the financial statements. The amount was utilized by a task force that was formed by county government of Trans Nzoia, of Kenya shillings 7,288,980 spent in the financial year 2021-2022. Examination of the payment vouchers revealed that though the funds were spent under the municipality vote, the activity was under the Department of Lands, and the municipality only accorded custody of the funds and had no control over the funds. It was therefore unclear why the expenditure financial statement. Also, the activity was not budgeted or within Kitale municipality. This number significantly incurred the expenditure without a budget, and the task force funds amounting to Kenya shillings 10,579,190. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Governor.
Where the municipality is domiciled. While the money was transferred to the municipality, most of the parcels that had been grabbed, so to say, fall within the municipality, and therefore it was the mandate of the municipal board.
Auditor, your comments on the response by management?
The matter is outstanding because there is no consideration of those, the difference in the plots which the report came up with. That's the 120 and the 1,400 plots. There's no consideration to show which ones are public, which ones are private, so that we can confirm from the ownership documents. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, let me start with this, Senator Chesang.
Thank you, Chair. The reason why I was mentioning this is because the same Chair which has queries of 3 to 9 here. Just a minute. And I'm also the same task force which has the irregulatory expenditure for 3,290,210. It just caught my mind that, Chair, why I was asking, the question I was asking earlier is that this task force consisted of how many members? Maybe, Governor, if you can confirm how many members were in this task force. The task force dealing with land issues in Trans Nzoia County.
And there were 12 members.
Thank you, Governor. So, Governor, can you be able to list the 12 members of the task force?
Governor, you proceed.
Because I'm wondering why, what is the audit query about this?
No, I'm just...
Because the query was about whether there was a budget for the task force. Then number two, where was the budget? Because the municipal did not have the budget. Then number three, the amount of parcels contained in the task force report is at variance with what's known in a particular jurisdiction. So the issue of membership
Chairman, you know why I was asking this is because we are, and what I'm seeing, the reason why I'm asking Governor to chair of this committee is the same person the county is paying, which is conflict of interest. That's why I'm just asking. I don't think that is something that I need to, if it's something that can be clarified here, chair of this committee, then I just need clarification because
maybe I have the report here, I can read the names.
Yeah, just proceed.
Doesn't break anybody's back. Simiyu Ewasike was the chairperson. Margaret Muchelule Goko was the vice chairperson. Nasike Diana Obwile was the secretary. Dorothy Nabwana Nyukuri was member. Zekius Kipsiele Kitur, member. Emmanuel Mutange, member. CS Patrick Mukamo Nyongesa, member. Simon Kipkoech Chebi, member. Morris Simon Barasa, member. Kenneth Kipkorit Langat, member. Robert Aura Wasike, member. Lineka Nafula Buire, co-opted member. She was the chief officer at that time.
Yeah, so those are the members. Proceed with your next question.
So, Governor, who was Oringe Waswa in this task force?
He's a stranger. He's not in the task force.
Chairman,
Chair, can I submit a copy of the report? It's here.
Yeah, of the task force.
Yeah, that's the report here.
That is for this particular matter.
It's not in the audit. These are just an external issue. So besides what we are discussing today.
Okay. You can table the task force report.
so Chairman, I think that opens other books that maybe I just want to share some I'll submit some few questions. Maybe you can follow up once I've left. But I think I am well guided with what the governor said, has responded.
Yeah, so you have a set of questions?
Yes, I just want to draft a few.
Yeah, you can give them to the clerk. As we go on, we will interrogate them further. So maybe if I take you back, the auditor, the query you are raising is that this particular expenditure appeared in the financial statement for the municipality, and yet the activity was under the Department of Lands. Is that the case?
That's true, Chair.
Yeah. So maybe, Governor, you can explain on that. The funds were from the Land Department under the county government, but then the expenditure appeared in the municipality.
Mr. Chairman,
yeah,
the municipality, the mother department for the municipality in Transwaya is the Department of Lands. This money was budgeted in that Department of Lands. This task force were within the municipality. So the money was transferred to the municipal board account at SBM. So the query was that the municipal body did not have a budget. But we are saying we budgeted under lands and transferred the funds to the municipal board. What informed that decision, I have to be in the mind of my predecessor to know what informed that.
Yeah. So maybe Mark, I want you to comment on this.
Chair, I think this is an issue that we have been noting with the municipalities, where there has been commingling of funds between the department and the municipality. I think it's also an issue that has been raised in one of the queries to do with the independence and autonomy of the municipality in terms of budgeting and expenditure. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, so Senator Edie.
Where is Annex 10? Which page is Annex 10?
The next page.
Yes, Governor, may you take me to the note that expressly indicates that the amount of 10 million was budgeted for the task force? Yes. Land task force. Temporary committee. So the budget was 11 million.
Yes.
Okay. Auditor, what is your view of that? Does it answer your concerns?
To us, if you look at why we raised the query in the first place, is because that same budget indicates there is a column for municipality, and then there is a column for Department of Lands. So why was it put in the Department of Lands and not the column of municipality? That's where we had a problem. So that was our query.
Because I'm also confused whether the land tax force was for the municipality or was for the general land department. The note is not explicit about that. Governor?
You can respond, Mr. Chairman.
Proceed.
The task force was for the entire parcels of land, public land in Trans Nzoia County.
Okay.
But as I said, almost like 80% of the targeted parcels are within the municipality. That's why there's huge land grabbing within the municipality.
Okay.
Yeah, Chair, sorry. I also wanted to ask the auditor, because you've stated that the previous year's audit report that those municipalities incur the expenditure without budget. So does it concern
is looking at every municipality as a separate reporting entity for the purpose of auditing. Then municipality should have their separate budget, and they should also the way of running their own funds, so that it should be the county government and the municipalities. No municipalities are under county government, but just that aspect of intermingling of funds brings this kind of queries in all the municipalities that we have reviewed.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just add, we had a budget for the municipality. This what happens, what was also finding strange, that the money was in lands, then was municipality. When even that particular year, the municipality had and accounts for it almost independently, with no interference from the executive. And then on the parcels of land, I think the evaluation role covers all parcels of land within the municipality, all of them, private, public, covers all that. But the task force was